Hi everyone, welcome back to my channel, or if you're new here, welcome to my channel. My name is Veronica. I'd love to have you here, so please subscribe before you leave. And for today's video, I wanted to just do something fun and creative. So since the Super Bowl is this weekend and I love football, I decided to do a makeup look inspired by Super Bowl 52. This side is the Eagles side and this side is the Patriots side. Also, before the video gets started, comment down below who you want to win the Super Bowl. Do you want the Patriots 2 years in a row, or do you want the Eagles? I decided to get in the spirit and wear my 49ers Vernon Davis jersey. I know he's on the Redskins, but I'm still gonna wear his jersey. Anyways, if you want to see how I got this Super Bowl 52 inspired makeup look, then keep on watching. Okay, I already primed my eyelids off camera using my Urban Decay Primer Potion and my Laura Mercier translucent powder. That's what I set it with. And now I'm going to start with the Patriot eye, which is going to be my right eye. First, I'm going to take my Urban Decay Naked 1 palette. I'm going to take the shade Naked and Buck and mix those two together. They're just the two neutral shades, and this is just going to be a transition shade in the crease. And I'm blending this with my Real Techniques brush. Any fluffy brush will work. Now that I'm done with the transition shade, I'm going to be taking this Maybelline Master Camo color correcting stick. So I'm going to be putting that on like the outer third of my eye. Even though this is for color correcting, I'm going to be using it as a base for the red eyeshadow just to make it more pigmented and pop. I'm also taking this e.l.f. brush, just a little eye brush, to help put the product on because this thing is like ginormous and I don't want to get it like all over my eye. So I'm just taking a little brush and patting it on. Now that the red is on the outer half of our eye, I'm just going to be taking this little blending brush and blending it out. And just so there's not just a harsh line. Okay, now that I have the red blended on my outer half, I'm going to be taking this Aziza eyeshadow palette and then the red color. And I'm just going to be patting it over the red that I already have on there. And then blending it in my crease so it's just all seamless. Also, what I like to do is I like to blend out really far out here. It sounds crazy, but then once you take a makeup remover wipe and then just wipe it, it looks like really sharp. So if my eye looks crazy, just wait till the end. Now I'm taking my Tarte Maracuja concealer and I'm going to be putting this on the inner half of my eye as a base for the white eyeshadow that we're going to put on next. Now that we have the concealer on the inner half of our eye, I'm just going to be taking my Laura Mercier translucent powder and just lightly setting it. Now that that's all set, I'm going to be taking my Modern Renaissance palette in the shade Vermeer, and I'm going to be patting this all over where we put the concealer. Alright, now I'm going to be taking my Morphe 350 palette and I'm going to take this shade and mix it with a little bit of this shade and just layer that on top of Vermeer that I already have on there. Now that I patted that white shade all over my lid on top of Vermeer, I'm going to be taking the red shade and mixing it with the white shade just to create an ombre effect and blend the white and the red together. So just patting over where they meet so there's no harsh lines. So now I'm just taking more of the red and then patting it over the line. Now I'm going to go back in with that red shade. Okay, I'm going back into the Anastasia Modern Renaissance palette and I'm taking Vermeer again and just patting that over again because when I blended it together, it kind of turned the white into the pink and we don't want pink. Alright, now I'm going to be taking this CoverGirl eyeshadow quad. That same brush that we used for the red, I'm going to be taking the blue and patting this on my lower lash line. So I am just blending my blue lower lash line with this lighter blue, and I'll mix a little bit with the darker blue and just blending it out. You want the blue to be very intense. And now I'm going to be taking my Morphe palette again and going into the very first shade. And I'm going to be applying the white more in the inner corner just to make it really intense. Now I'm going to be taking Vermeer again and popping that in the inner corner. And also taking that on the brow bone. And now I'm going to put on mascara, and the Patriots side is done. I just put my mascara on and I went over the white with the Tempera from the Modern Renaissance palette. And now I'm going to be doing my makeup remover trick. I'm just taking any makeup wipe and I'm just going to clean up the fallout. And then remember how I said earlier that I blend out? So I'm going to be taking the edge and just swiping upwards. So now we're done with the Patriot eye and I'm going to be moving on to the Eagle's eye. I'm going to take the same thing I started with for the Patriot eye, the Naked 1 palette, and take the same two shades, Naked and Buck, and just mix them together on the same brush. And this is going to be our transition shade. Okay, so now I'm taking this Bonnie Bell Eye Playset palette, and I'm going to be taking this dark green and patting that on the outer third of my eye. So now that I packed that on the outer half of my eye, I'm going to be taking a fluffy brush and dipping into the same color and just working this in my crease a little and just smoking it out, so then when we do the line trick at the end, it looks really clean. I'm going to be taking this Sephora eyeshadow palette. It's the winter collection one. And this black shadow, I'm just tapping barely any and just packing that on the outer little bit of my eye. So now that I packed the black on the outer part of my eye, I am going to be taking a fluffy brush and dipping back into that same green and just blending out the black. The green isn't as pigmented as I'd like it to be, so I just sprayed my brush with some like setting spray. This is just the Maybelline setting spray. So I'm dipping back into the green and then just repacking this. Oh my gosh, that made such a big difference. Hold it here. Oh my gosh. So spraying your brush always helps. So I sprayed my brush some more and I'm dipping into the CoverGirl quad, eyeshadow quad. And this is the same one that I used the blue for the Patriot eye. And I'm just packing this on the inner part of my eye. Okay, so now that I have that, I'm going to go back into this palette and take the darker green on a more precise brush, mix it a little bit with this black, and just blend that right in my crease and smoking it out. So I want to make the inner part of my eye a little less like aqua, so I'm taking the shadow right here, this dark green that we've been putting on our outer part, and I'm just taking it on my finger and rubbing it over the inner part. So now that I did that, I'm going to be taking my Modern Renaissance palette and going into Vermeer with this brush very lightly, and I'm just going to tap this over everything just to lighten it up a little. And then I'm going back into my Sephora palette and taking the black again, and I'm just going to line my lashes. I'm going to be taking the black again and just doing the same thing, patting it on the outer third, and then we'll blend it. And then taking this Real Techniques blending brush, a little more of the black, and blending. Okay, don't worry, it looks like I have a black eye, but when we clean this up, it's gonna look really sharp and really nice. I'm going to go back into this palette and take the same green, take this brush, I'm going to dip it into the green and then spray my brush again and put this on the inner corner, because when I was blending, the shadow in the inner corner came off a little. Okay, so now I'm going to move on to the lower lash line. I'm going to be taking the little precise brush and the black from our Sephora palette and putting this really close to my lash line. So I put the black underneath, and now I'm going back into this palette, taking the green shade and just lightly smudging the black on the outer half. And now I'm going to go back into the CoverGirl palette, take this green, and pop that on the inner part. And I'm going to grab a little more of the darker green. Spray my brush with some setting spray. I'm just going to blend it in the inner half. And then just touch up the top. We're going to do our makeup remover trick. Clean up some of the fallout and then make a line and swipe up. Now for the inner corner, I'm going to be taking Vermeer from the Modern Renaissance palette and just putting that in the inner corner just to brighten things up. And I'm going to bring this a little bit higher than I did on the other inner corner. And just placing this on the brow bone as well. So now I'm going to put some mascara on and I'll be right back. Now that both eye looks are complete, I'm just going to put some lip gloss on. This is the Sephora lip gloss. So this is the completed makeup look. I hope you guys enjoyed the video as much as I enjoyed filming it. Please give this video a huge thumbs up. Also, comment down below which makeup look you like better. Do you like the Philadelphia side or do you like the New England side? Leave your opinion in the comments. Don't forget to subscribe before you leave, and I'll see you guys next time. Bye!